Hey, how's it going, you guys? Welcome back to some more Chrono Clock. Last episode, we got to spend some time with Misaki, and those dogs were doing some rather suspicious things. Anyways, let's go ahead and continue on here. A few days passed. My normal everyday routine repeated continually without variation. Sounds like my life some days. Dee Dee's fan club finally started to calm down a bit as well, so once I was able to appreciate humanity's greatest invention, air conditioning, while eating lunch in the classroom. But while the world around me was seemingly being drained of excitement, I was getting butterflies in my stomach. The weekend drew closer. That is, the destined time for my date with Makoto. Ooh, I forgot about that. We're gonna be doing that, huh? That's exciting. And before I knew it, it became Sunday. My heart really was thumping like a drum as I waited for Makoto in front of the station. There was still quite a wait before our agreed time of 1 o'clock, but I couldn't settle down. Nervously, I reflected on our itinerary for today. We would both eat lunch before meeting up, then go see a movie. After that, we would find somewhere to drink tea and bide our time until the evening. Going on a date was a new experience for both of us. I had insisted to her that it was just a test case, not a serious date. And I planned to finish it up before I did anything to make a fool of myself. Nevertheless, it was still a date. Unlike the times I hung out with me or Misaki, this was the first time that I had actually asked someone out on a proper date. Oh yeah, the first date, always a little bit nerve-wracking. It's always a little bit of a new thing for you. So, of course, it's going to be a little bit awkward and, you're going to be, of course, nervous. So, that's totally normal. Effectively, one might say that I had finally taken that first step towards getting a girlfriend and graduating from my status as a virgin. Okay, I mean, don't go into your first date expecting to lose that status, okay? That's not how that works. Like when man took his first step on the moon. I even took the proper precautions too. I don't know if I would compare a first date to taking steps on the moon, but sure, let's go for it. I gently patted my pocket. While I didn't expect things to go that far with Makoto, I still Really, my guy? Are you serious right now? You really do not do this on a first date, okay? I mean, maybe some people do that on a first date, but not your first date, okay? I never actually used one before, but I at least knew the basics, how to pinch the air out of the tip and then roll it on. Wait, pull yourself together, man. I mean, it's better to be safe than sorry if something happened, but you said yourself this is a test date. What do you mean you're bringing that? What are you planning on doing? Huh? That could never actually happen. Alright, already, I get it. Still, part of me couldn't help but wonder if I believed in miracles. I'll make it happen. While I was lost in my own decadent thoughts, a voice ringing out next to me made me stagger back a few steps. Never realized that Makoto was standing right next to me. Wow, okay, I like the new outfit, I really do. What do you guys think? I think this was pretty great. Makoto showed me an awkward, bashful smile, but at the same time, it was incredibly charming. I do think Makoto is one of the better girls, and I've said that before. I do truly believe that. Y'all told me in the last episode, I believe it was, that Makoto's route is pretty interesting. Some of y'all really don't like it, so I'm curious to get there and see what that's like. But I'm gonna save that probably right before Crow's route, so we won't be seeing that for a good bit. More importantly, more than anything, that outfit of hers. So cute. I actually really think it's adorable. I like it a lot. I just really like Makoto, so that's just me. Unlike the stylish uniform she usually wore, the clothes she wore to the date looked very fancy and feminine. The skirt didn't show off the legs as much as her usual outfit, but the skirt was designed to expose more skin on one side than the other, giving off an alluring yet also demure kind of appearance. But above all, she was dressing like this for our date, for me even. The thought of it was making me giddy. It's a small world. Damn it, that outfit hit me like a bolt of blue, and I was getting so excited I couldn't think straight. Makoto raised an eyebrow suspiciously at my strange behavior. Yeah, and so we're looking at it. I mean, what else do you want us to do? I mean... No, wait, I think it looks cute as hell on you. It was just too darn cute. I didn't have any idea of how to react. Even if the outfit didn't make her look adorable, it somehow made her look younger. Its juxtaposition with her... Oh, hold on. Let me make sure I get this next sentence right. Way too big. Seriously, does it need to be that huge chest or driving me wild if looks could kill? Do you usually wear clothes like that outside of school?
普段は周りの子に合わせてるから、あんまり自分の趣味の服とか着てないかな。
Huh. So this is something that she considers fashionable, but maybe other girls wouldn't. I mean, I think this looks great. It's definitely not something that you would probably see here in America. I don't feel like big bows and things like that, or like the kind of the frilly material. I don't think you would see that as much here, but I think it looks great.
でも今日はせっかくだし、肩着の私らしくって決めたの。
You wanted to be honest with yourself. Well, good. I mean, that's really what you need to do going on a date. I know people are like, oh, don't be yourself, whatever. I just feel like when you're going on a date, try to be your best self. I mean, don't be fake, but also don't... I don't know. You gotta find the right balance, per se. Because you want people to see, like, a fun part of you and when you're really trying, you know? Makoto responded so enthusiastically, it didn't seem appropriate to tease her about it. But still, holy crap. It's so cute. If my pocket watch had greater power, I'd go back in time to my past self, but didn't notice Makoto until she was right next to me. Oh, okay. I had to reread that real quick, because I thought it said, whoop her ass. And I was like, whoa! You're gonna get yourself into trouble there, buddy. Don't do that. That's how cute she was. Oh, what is it? Makoto is cute, guys. What the heck is this? What the heck? Stop being so adorable. And then you see that other side of her that's really mean. You're like, oh, not as cute. But this side's good. I was so nervous and excited at that moment that I could only nod silently. I wanted to go back 5 minutes and yell at myself, you lucky, but that would have been a pointless spectacle, so I killed that thought. By the way, were your parents cool with you going on a date today? Yes, apparently we are. I tried asking that rather casually, but Makoto laughed it off. Well, yeah, I guess it worries me a little. I love that she copied his tone of voice. That made that so much better. I feel like any young man is going to be worried about a girl's father because, you know, they're generally like pretty scary and they're pretty protective over their daughter, and, you know, especially if this is his only daughter, he will be protective. Just like me, because I only have a daughter and that's my only child, and I would be very protective of her if she was going on a date. I would be very careful about who I let her go on dates with. So I just feel like as a father, that's how I would be. I didn't know what to make of his opinion of me, let alone that pause before he said, well, I suppose that's fine. It was kind of scary to think about, so I didn't press the issue. As Makoto and I chatted about trivial things, I was starting to feel more at ease. Alright then, let's get going. Going for a movie first. Yep, that is correct. Yeah, did you decide what you'd like to see? I told her before I'd be fine with whatever movie she picked out. Is she gonna pick out something like super like action-y and or scary or something like that? Okay, what is it? Oh, you did. Wow, you are a prior planner. I mean, that's good. Like, that's not a bad thing. It's just very surprising. I'm trying to think. Did we ask her out, or or was this kind of a mutual thing? Because I feel like as a guy, you should be the one paying. I mean, don't make her pay. Oh, it must be a popular one. Well, don't worry, I'm cool with that. Makoto looked so elated. Her joy was rubbing off on me somewhat. I might have picked some kind of romantic comedy or dumb action movie myself, but the way she's acting, I can only wonder as to what kind of kids movie or something she picked out. Well, not like I'd mind that. So what kind of movie is it? I'm a little worried about this, guys. What movie did she pick out? Big time gambling boss. Yeah, that sounds like it's gonna be a mobster movie. Huh?
え、どうしたの？
I love how Ray's like, what do you mean you picked that movie? He's like over here having a mental breakdown. Sorry, I don't think I heard that right. What's the
博
title
打
again?
打ち総長賭博。
Is that a heartwarming comedy?
鶴田浩二さん主演の60年代の人気映画の傑作だよ。
Classic chivalry film from the 60s with Koji Tsuruta. That was her choice. I love how the music just changed and it's just like boom, boom, boom. The girl in a frilly dress is taking me to see a Yakuza movie. Oh. That's his response. Oh.
ちょっとレイ君、目頭なんか押さえちゃってどうしたの？
Yep, he's doing it just like I said. Yeah, because I did this, but he's probably doing more like that. Close enough, guys. Close enough. Oh, sorry, I'm just a little bit shocked, to say the
わかる
least.
よその気持ち。私もこれが上映してるって知った瞬間、思わず体が熱くなっちゃったもん。
Okay, we're gonna copy Ray, guys. What a ditzy girl. Makoto, believing that she finally found someone who understood her feelings, clapped me on the back.
行こう、レイ君。
You know, it's funny she wore a skirt here today. I have a feeling if this relationship happened, that she would be the one wearing the pants. Anyways, we started walking with her, excitedly dragging me by the arm. What have I gotten myself into? Is it too late to go rewind time and redo something here? Her chest against my arm felt warm and soft like pudding. I'm sorry, I've just never heard anybody describe anything like that. It's warm and soft like pudding. Okay, we're not gonna question it, guys. We're not gonna question it. But the sense of happiness that feeling gave me was overwhelmed by everything else in my mind. I prayed to God to be kept safe until the end of this date. Dang, that's pretty bad when you just started the date and you're already praying to God to get through it. Of course, there was no God to hear my prayers 2 hours later.
すごかった。
Makoto joyously shouted in the middle of the shopping district without a care in the world for all the people watching. I didn't want to bring her into a cafe to drink tea because her boisterousness would be a nuisance to the other customers, but she clearly didn't care one jot about that. Every so often, she would get so overwhelmed by her enthusiasm that she would stop to pound on the street lights as she walked by them. She practicing her moves. I was worried that she would hurt her hands at first, but when she started to put cracks in the steel poles, I began to worry more about her damaging a public property. Okay, she's damaging freaking steel poles, guys. Has steel always been that soft?
仁義なき戦いの方が世間受けはいいと思うし、昔ながらの義理人情もいいと思うけど、あの悲劇性と葛藤劇は他の映画にはない味だと思うんだ。
Yeah. I feel for Ray right now. I really, really do. I feel exactly how he's feeling right now. Just like, oh, yeah. Yeah, Makoto. Yep. Yeah. The movie was actually surprisingly good, so I had to agree with her. Oh, good. Well, I'm glad that he at least enjoyed the film. I mean, that would have been a lot more awkward if she picked this really out there film and you didn't enjoy it at all. Though there were some parts where the jargon flew right over my head.
すごかった。
That's definitely a pose the Yakuza would have, just like cracking knuckles. Can I crack my knuckles? Oh, did you guys hear that? Did that come through the mic? I hope it did.
中井さんの名台詞。任侠道か。そんなもんは俺にはねえ。俺はただのケチな人殺しなんだ。もうよかった。
She is so excited for this. Yeah, that was pretty awesome. I mechanically nodded in agreement to everything she said since I was still recuperating from the stressful situation. That movie theater she took me to was something else. The front entrance was guarded by men who appeared to live the opposite of an upstanding life. When we were about to go in, they glared at both of us with eyes that said, "The hell are you two rats doing around here?" But when they realized who Makoto was, the path in front of us opened up, like Moses parting the Red Sea. We were immediately shown to the best seats in the house and given soda and popcorn with bottomless refills. When the movie reached its climax, all of the men in the building were holding back tears, and after the last fade out, they all left in stoic silence. All of those things were quite a new experience to me, and now I felt like a balloon caught in a windstorm. Did we go to like a Yakuza movie theater to watch a Yakuza movie? Like, there is absolutely no way. This was not a normal movie theater.
私は何を
What's wrong with me, Makoto? Makoto, there's a lot of things wrong with you, but there's something wrong with every girl in this game. They're all very quirky, and that's okay, because I mean, that makes it more fun. But I'm just saying. Makoto had been deliriously excited for a long time, but she suddenly became aware of how many people were staring at her. You're a shy... Why are you crying?
ごめんなさい。なんかそばにいるレイ君まで恥ずかしいことになってた。
No. Honestly, guys, if you can find a woman that is very eccentric, that's the word I'm going to use, eccentric. If she's very eccentric and outgoing and out there, and you can vibe with that, and you guys get along, like, I feel like that's great. Like, if you can match her level of excitement and energy for things, and you are happy, like, go for that. I mean, I think that's great. I love when I see couples like that are kind of like weird and out there, but are matching each other's level of weirdness. Like, they're both just having a good time. They don't care what anyone else thinks. Go for it. It's no problem since you enjoyed that movie that much. It makes me feel glad that I invited you out. Even if I had gotten overwhelmed, I was still telling Makoto the truth.
ありがとう。
Okay. That was actually like a really nice line. I'm really glad he said that way. Could have smiled
変
nervously.
だな、私。なんでこんなに恥ずかしいのににやけちゃうんだろう。
You know, Makoto, you're a little weird, but aren't we all? I mean, I think the people who aren't weird are just abnormal. I think they're kind of... They're like NPCs, guys. They're like NPCs. Like, they're just these characters that just live their life one way and just kind of have it set and they'll do that one thing, right? But I like the people that don't really know what they're doing, that kind of do things spur of the moment sometimes and kind of, I don't know, just have more excitement, more things going on in their lives. Maybe because I'm that kind of person. I'm not saying my life is all full of fun and great things, but I would rather be that kind of person than someone who just knows what they're doing and does that exactly and doesn't deviate. Well, you had fun, right? That's what a date should be.
そうだね。
Yeah. Dating's a lot of fun. Or at least, I'm going to put an asterisk there. It can be a lot of fun. If you go with the right person. And that's what dating's all about. Dating's all about finding that right person that you enjoy spending time with. And then maybe you want to settle down with one day. You know? This time, Makoto's mouth curved up into a genuine happy smile. And the great thing about this is I can be married and still kind of get this dating experience. I'm not saying I'm like into these women too much, but I like seeing like these really wholesome dating moments. You know, I've been there and done that, and now I get to kind of remember and relive those good feelings I had when I was dating and young. I'm still young, but you know, not that young. Never seen a girl smile so happily before in my life. Regardless of what the movie was like, it really moved me to know that I could make a girl so happy. I instinctively wanted to embrace her right then and there, but I restrained myself. Suddenly, Makoto staggered for no discernible reason. What's wrong?
いや、そのついレイ君に抱きつきそうになっちゃって。
He thought about it.
いかんいかん。今日のレイ君は私に付き合ってくれてるだけなんだから。
Is she talking to herself right now? Makoto mumbled, reproaching herself under her breath. My eyes popped open and I froze. What a disappointment that was. Wait, if I go back in time, I pulled out my pocket watch and reflex, but I quickly reconsidered and put it away. That wouldn't have been a fair way to use it. Makoto would have been disillusioned if I really did hug her right then and there. Anyways, isn't all that hollering making you kind of thirsty? I tried to act like my normal self.
お茶でも飲みに行こうか。
I'll go anywhere at this point if there's air conditioning inside. He just wants the air conditioning. Apparently humanity's greatest invention, according to Ray. Makoto laughed and surveyed our surroundings. There were plenty of shops around, but I wasn't sure what place would be best considering the mood we were in. I had the same problem when I came here with Misaki. It wouldn't be right to just go for fast food for this kind of vacation. Incidentally, that day culminated with a humiliated Misaki running out of the pet shop, and we went home soon after that. The way they positioned her and then the dog was in front of her just made that look really wrong. I want to stop for sweets somewhere, Makoto. I think some sweets and some tea would be good. Sure, let's do that. We both continued walking together, looking for a place to eat. And then... Oh no, she's... Are we gonna have the same thing except with her, where it covers her up with a bunny instead of a dog? Makoto suddenly shouted a strange explanation and bolted over to a store we happened to be passing by. What the? Oh, there's just a giant... Is that somebody in a bunny suit? My mouth agape, I watched Makoto run over to the store and then proceed to embrace a gigantic stuffed bunny then placed on the counter. Okay, good. This isn't someone in a suit. I was going to feel really bad. But she is definitely gripping onto that thing. She is in love.
Kawaii.
I really hope she doesn't ask us to buy that thing. It looks very expensive. That's the kind of thing you'd see in the store and it's like $500. When she realized I was watching, she instantly recoiled while her face turned red as a beet. I think this is exactly what it looks like. I like how we're just standing there in the background though. And she's just kind of like... Huh, wow, that's crazy. I'm so glad that cute bunny rabbit was there to hold your fall. Crazy, what a coincidence. Ah, yeah, I'm sure that's exactly how that went. Yeah, crazy. Yeesh, enough with a long-winded explanation already. How implausible can you get? Given how she'd clung to it with such desperation, my comment shattered her serious facade. Look at these fake tears, look guys, look at these fake tears. Makoto started crying pathetically as she held onto the stuffed animal like she couldn't bear to let go of it. So it's not just real rabbits, you love stuffed ones too. That's sad. Your room must be full of stuffed animals. Yo 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 yo. At my comment, Makoto started sobbing even more. How could someone be so adorable? Makoto and the stuffed rabbit were a perfect match for each other, so I pointed at it and asked, "Do you want me to buy that stuffed animal for you?" Oh yeah, we're technically rich, aren't we? So, from my understanding is Ray doesn't really get a lot of money from his parents, okay? He knows his family's rich and he doesn't want to, like, use their money. But it sounds like he was abusing his power to win the lottery. So we do have a lot of money from that. Why don't you just take your parents' money, man? Why cheat somebody else out of winning when you could just take their money instead? I guess then he doesn't feel like he owes them. But it's like, man, your parents are rich, now you're rich from another income source. You're just taking money. Anyways, Koto shook her head with unusual haste. Well, I didn't end up paying for the movie tickets, and it'd be a good memento of our first date. Can we look back here real quick? It'd be a good memento of our first date. Why are you saying it like that? Our first date. Well, that's implying there's gonna be a second. Interesting. It couldn't be that expensive. 20,000 yen! Okay, it's not as expensive as I thought it was going to be, but that's probably... It's close to $200, somewhere in there. I know this is not a good way to, like, figure out how much the conversion would be from yen, but what I usually do is just take off, like, 2 numbers. So, or you can just... You can either take off the last 2 or just put, like, a dot in between the third number and the last 2. Something like that, you know? So it would be 200.00 cents. I know it's somewhere around there. That's not a very good conversion because it's constantly fluctuating, but that's just what I do in my head. So let's just say it's around like $150 to $200, somewhere in there. A usual glance at the price tag gave me one hell of a case of sticker shock. I thought it would be 5,000 yen at most. No, this thing's huge. No, it would not be $50.
まあこうやって可愛いものを見つけられただけで私は幸せだから。
Yeah, that thing is ridiculously big.
ねえうさちゃん。
I'm actually surprised it's only that much. I think it would be more. She was so elated squeezing the stuffed animal tightly, still not wanting to let it go. I thought it over while watching her. I actually had the money to buy it. I bought plenty of cash along in case we need to get a hotel or something. Ray, I had so much faith in you that you weren't just this absolute horn dog. Okay, I've really complimented Ray a lot over the game, and now he's just ruining everything. He's just saying like, oh yeah, I brought a condom and I brought money for a hotel. Absolutely terrible, my guy. I certainly wasn't someone who needed to worry about money very much anyways. I somehow activated Siri on my phone. I'm like, I didn't... What? I didn't even say Siri. What? Felt really conflicted because I didn't want to buy her a gift with ill-gotten gains from lottery tickets. I wanted to buy it with money I'd earned myself. I mean, you technically did earn it. In a very bad way. And it was wanting to make it a memento of our first date above all that made me want to use my own money. Isn't that weird? Why am I overthinking it like this? I just wanted to use the pocket watch to make my daily life more interesting and get a girlfriend, didn't I? I'm such a moron. But I wasn't all that bothered by that feeling anymore. 20,000 yen, was it? Since my allowance is no larger than a normal student's, that would shear a larger sum off my New Year's money than I could possibly be comfortable with. No, I'm gonna buy it after all.
Hi.
Let me just say, guys, real quick before we move on. Please do not do this on a first date. Do not spend a ridiculous amount of money on it. First dates, you know, it's fine if you spend, I would say like 50 bucks. If you're gonna go on a first date, 50 bucks. Try to plan it out to where you're not spending a bunch of money, because spending money doesn't equal a better experience. It doesn't make it a better date. You can go out to the park, you can go on a walk, you can go see a movie pretty cheaply. I mean, I think for $50 you could probably do quite a lot. Now, I'm not saying that will work for everybody. In my opinion, though, a date doesn't have to be super expensive. It's okay to do something like that every once in a while, but spending $200 on a stuffed animal isn't necessarily going to make that the best date ever. But, you know, he's got money to blow, obviously, so I'm not gonna say anything, I guess, about him. I'm just saying for you guys, money doesn't equal a better date. You can have fun just enjoying each other's company, and that can be completely free. When I changed my mind, it was Makoto's turn to be astonished.
いやいや、レイ君、何言っちゃってるの？おかしいよ。
Crazy,
だ
how?
って今日は私がレイ君を叩いたせいでデートしてるんだよ。なんでおかわりみたいな話になってるの？
Okay, so yes, it was true that he asked her out. And then she's already paying for part of the date, apparently. Why would you give me a gift over all that? Oh yeah, I guess I did say that. I totally forgot until now. But all that's water under the bridge to me now. I still want to buy it.
誰に？
Come on, I'm not as much of an a-hole to buy it and give it to someone else other than you.
いやいやいやいや、変だよ。
No, it isn't. Why are we arguing about something like this? I couldn't help but be a little bit miffed. If you like it that much, you want to hug it and never let it go, then you should be happy.
高すぎるし。
Well, that's what I'm saying. I feel like that's a pretty big purchase and a pretty big deal to just buy someone on a first date, especially a date that, like, was kind of predicated by you hitting. You getting hit by her? I don't know. Makoto was reluctant for the same reason I hesitated earlier. That was only reasonable. Alright, here, then let me put it this way. I gotta let Makoto said with utmost seriousness. If you won't let me buy it for you, you will have to kiss me. Give me a kiss instead. My guy. There you go.
なんでそうなるの？
Naturally, Makoto was confused after
ちょっ
that.
と待って、さすがの私もデートって言ってもキスとかそんなつもりないし。
I'm so proud of him right now for doing this. He's doing the illusion of choice, okay? This is something I feel like I've heard is great to do on kids. If you give them the option, like, okay, you need to eat your food right now, okay? They're not going to want to do that. They're going to be like, you know, screw off. But if you give them the option, hey, do you want to eat carrots or do you want to eat broccoli with your meal? Now you've given them the choice, and they're going to be like, I'd rather have broccoli. Let's do broccoli. Perfect. then you've gotten them to eat something, right? He did the same thing. I can either buy this for you, or you can kiss me. It's your choice. Now, she doesn't have to do either. Neither has to happen, but now he's given her the option. And now she's going to think between those two. Smart move. And just let me buy it already. Makoto let out a pathetic wail, but she was still looking back and forth between me and the stuffed animal. That's the thing, there is no like perfect reasoning behind it. It's the illusion of choice. You're tricking them. And it's decided. I didn't want to wait for her to calm down and instantly refuse, so I went to the store and paid the clerk for it. It took me less than a minute to buy it and come back outside. Of course, Makoto was frozen there in the same spot where I left her. She's just still holding on to it. A man never goes back on his word. I hope you cherish it. After what just happened in front of her, Makoto could only stare at me with a blank expression. But man, my wallet is hurting right now. Guess I'll have to scrimp and save for a bit. No, you don't. You literally have the easiest way of making money in the world. You literally can cheat. I had a bit of a feeling somewhere in my head that I was just being a show-off, but it wasn't all that bad a feeling. Suddenly, Makoto closed her eyes and let out a bit of a mischievous sigh. I was a little confused for a moment until she suddenly kissed the stuffed animal's face and shoved it into my own face. It's an indirect kiss, guys. Oh no. Absolutely terrible. We can't have indirect kisses. Makoto gave me a sincere expression of gratitude from the other side of the massive stuffed animal blocking my sight. The big stuffed animal was completely covered my face, but I felt a slight bit of moisture on its lips where Makoto had kissed it. Yes, because I'm sure anybody would be able to feel that. That would be totally easily noticeable. Then she pulled it away. You are still clinging to the stuffed animal like you have been for probably the past 5 minutes. I wouldn't say you're necessarily too normal, but sure. Makoto, embarrassed about what she just did, hugged the stuffed animal and showed me a great big smile. If you go on a date with someone you fancy and you're thinking like, man, I'm having so much fun, being with them really makes you happy, well, I think that's when you should seriously consider being in a relationship with that person. I remembered the words that had come out of my own mouth. I still thought they were every bit as truthful now. What do you guys think? Is that true? I don't think I would necessarily disagree with that. I think that's probably true. I think there's some stipulations to that. Like, are you happy with them, and are they treating you as well as you're treating them? Because I feel like you can be happy, but someone could be kind of just like taking advantage of you. I don't know. I feel like some people get mistreated in relationships, like they just kind of get looked down upon, but they're still technically thinking they're happy. Like, just make sure not to confuse that. Make sure like they really value you and want to be with you as much as you want to be with them. Because it's great that you're happy and you're having a fun time, but are they having a fun time? Because if it's not mutual, then it's not going to work out. It's not going to be a good time. So I think I would agree with that with the stipulation that they feel exactly the same as well. If you're both feeling happy and grateful to be with each other and, you know, things are just flowing smoothly and you're having a good time, yeah, sure, I would consider dating for sure. I wanted to find a girlfriend who can make me happy and whom I can make happy as well. But right now at this point in time, I just didn't have that feeling just yet. I felt more like I had just met for the very first time the real girl named Makoto Junochi. Hello. I like how he says hello at the end. Like, okay. ChronoClock. There's no cute girl saying ChronoClock. Well, I gotta do it, guys. I know I'm not very cute, but I'll try. Tick-tock, tick-tock. Thus, time advances. That's true. Literally, time advances whether you want it to or not. It had been over 2 weeks since all the commotion with Shuji and Miyu. The month of July was July, and the peak of summer's heat had arrived. I've heard how bad Japan's summers get. Apparently, they're really wet, sticky, and hot. Doesn't sound like a good time, honestly. I learned how to be more proactive, and I got to know several girls who were all tied together in a peculiar way, but ultimately my situation wasn't changing. In all my years of being alive thus far, I'd been a virgin without a girlfriend. Taking the next step forward would require courage. After one utterly boring day at school, the first choice I had to make appeared before me. My phone's ringing. I'm asleep in class. As soon as classes ended, I felt my phone, which had been on silent mode, vibrate in my pocket. I received a text message from Michiru, asking me if I wanted to go spend time with her and Misaki. I didn't have anything else to do after school, and I was just about to respond positively to her offer when... Dee Dee, don't ruin this for me. Came skipping over to me. What's up?
Makoto-san と遊ぶことになったのですが、ご主人様も一緒にどうですかとMakoto-sanに言われたのでお誘いです。
Ooh, this is about to be the first choice we make. Okay.
いや、別にそんな積極的に言ったわけじゃないよ。
Let's see, I'd be okay with hanging out with Makoto, but not you, Dee. Sorry. From behind the cheerful, sunflowery Dee, Makoto appeared out slightly, looking a bit flustered. Oh. Given the timing of these conflicting requests, I had to think about it for a brief moment. Ordinarily, I might have told these two that Michiru and Misaki had just invited me out as well. Maybe the five of us could have gone out for karaoke or something. However, even fleeting choices like this can determine one's fate. This is, hinting at something happening. Choice. The dilemma of selecting one outcome while forbearing another decision. No matter how friendly I was with these girls, I knew from experience that nothing would happen unless I made a move. Plus, I had been thinking that before summer break arrived, I would confess my feelings to one particular person I had my heart set on. I mean, what the hell? It's summer. Therefore, I made my decision to... We can either go with Dee and Makoto. So this is kind of where we branch off. We go here, and this kind of puts us with two girls, and I think some scenes happen. And then we go further with one of the girls. We're going to go with Michiru and Misaki, because I'm going to do Misaki first, then we're going to go to Dee, and then Michiru, and then Makoto, Crow, and then Mio at the end, I believe. So let's go ahead and do that. Sorry, I already have plans. I held up my smartphone so they could see.
約束があるなら仕方ないね。それではご主人様、See you です。
Gianne. Maybe we can hang out some other time. Say my goodbyes to those two. But anyways, there's other fish in the ocean. So it's those two, huh? It was a shame I had to turn the others down, though I was lucky to even have the ability to make such a choice to begin with. I have two other princesses to attend to, after all. Yeah, it's pretty crazy. We have like 4 girls trying to get our attention right now.
どちらが白雪姫なんですか、兄様?
Neither. As Michiru took my hand, she asked that question of me. Well, I just figured a poison apple would be a necessity for you.
私が魔女役ですか?
Yes.
あら、私をお姫様にしてくれるなんて、先輩にしては気が利いてるわね。
I absolutely love Misaki. I love her so much. I'm so glad we're doing her route first. I'm so excited. The 2 first years that came to me in the hallway each gave reactions again to polar opposites. By the way, where's Miu? Is she avoiding me? I hope you're right. I accompanied the 2 princesses to their shoe lockers, and we then regrouped outside the school. Misaki answered as if she was used to dealing with Michiru. Honestly, it's easier to hang out with Michiru because our options are more limited. Karaoke boxes, arcades, and bookstores, Michiru isn't able to enjoy any of those places. Rather, Michiru prefers beaches and other places of nature since there's such a rich variety of sounds and smells for her to experience. Misaki, thanks for coming along with Michiru. I patted her on the head. You're being a good friend to Michiru here, so I'm just trying to say thanks. Your ears and intuition seem sharp enough, though. Misaki sighed. There's lingering tension in the air, wondering whether it could have been for a moment. I soon realized. Now that I think about it, I've known that you two were friends, but I haven't seen you hanging out together like this before. Yeah, this is definitely an interesting pairing. I don't feel like we've gotten a lot of experience with just these two, so I'm actually kind of excited about that. That said, I've seen both of you individually hanging out with me. I don't really get that kind of vibe from you. Are you studying at a cramp school or something? Wonder if she has a boyfriend. Misaki pursed her lips and turned away. I guess it'd be rude to keep prying, but nonetheless I noticed that Michiru had been holding Misaki's hand rather than mine ever since I left them in the shoe lockers. Kind of a pleasant feeling to see those two lovely ladies holding hands. So I figured it was best if I didn't tease Misaki any further and kept quiet for a bit. This should be an interesting experience. Ooh, new scenery too, I like it. I mean, have we seen this before? I don't recall, but we casually strolled through the neighborhood around the school area.
今日もいい天気ね。それは暑いからわかるでしょうけど。肌がピリッとしますね。でも風があるので涼しいです。花もたくさん咲いてる。雨が降らないとちょっと元気ないかも。あ、猫がいた。黒猫。
There's a cat. She's so distracted. Oh, I just feel nice out. There's a cat.
近くですか？遠く。もう見えなくなっちゃった。前を横切られなくてよかったわね。DD さんから聞きましたが、イギリスでは場所によって黒猫が目の前を横切るのは幸運の証なんだそうですよ。
That's pretty interesting. I feel like most people would associate black cats of any kind with bad luck.
日本と逆なんだ。
As Misaki described our surroundings, Michiru listened with fascination. For someone with impaired sight, it is certainly a welcome way of having fun. Misaki really is good at taking care of others. Would it have been better if I hadn't come? I will say, after, what was it, last episode, I really, my respect for Misaki went way up. Because normally, I feel like she's kind of goofy and funny and, you know, just not too serious of a person. I feel like I got to see a lot different sides of her. So I'm even more excited. Like, she's really one of my favorite characters at the moment. I'm hoping that through her route, we'll get to see that. And I'll get to continue to be able to say that and feel that. Muttered that under my breath, and Misaki evidently heard it. No, you can have her. Go ahead. Come on, I'm not that jealous of her brother. Could you not say that in front of other people? I don't want you saying it in front of me, let alone somebody else. And then Misaki just putting this face on like, oh. Hey. Oh, that's the only thing you have a problem with, huh? Yeah, that's what I'm saying, Misaki. Gosh, you're smarter than I ever thought you would be, and I'm so proud. Wow. Okay, that's pretty far to go. Sure. Love is blind. Love is like a flashbang grenade, guys. Did you know that? It's just like in Call of Duty when you're just like, and then you can't see crap, and you're just shooting all over the place, hoping you get the kill, but you don't. That's too cryptic. I love that she's now realizing how weird Michiru is. I'm so glad we're not the only ones now. Misaki's eyes popped open upon hearing Michiru pouring out her feelings for me. Now that you've heard it, it makes you want to slap some sense into her, right? Is she gonna say something about how that's cute and like she's gonna get all embarrassed by forbidden love, but she's actually like into it? I hope that's not the case. It was a lighthearted conversation up until that point when Misaki's face hardened. No. 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 She's gonna be one of those girls. That's where we're leading with this. Misaki, I knew you were a good girl. I knew you were someone worthy of being a waifu. Like, she is waifu material right now, guys. I am so proud of Misaki for saying this. Misaki-san, あなた、兄様にどこまで気があるのですか? Misaki and I were both dumbfounded at the sudden shift in the conversation. Misaki turned to face Michiru, still in confusion.
先輩に気があるとか何のことよ。わかりやすく訂正いたしましょう。
I'm so happy right now, you
どれだ
guys.
け
I'm
本気
so
で
happy.
兄様に好意を抱いているんですか？私がこの先輩を好きかってこと？ええ、距離を置けなどと言われてしまったので、良い機会ですし、お聞きしておこうかと。
What kind of bullshit timing is that?
好きなわけないでしょ。なんで私がよりにもよって沢渡の御曹司を気にしなきゃいけないのよ。
Okay, hey, that's a little offensive because she's the daughter of a Salvatore, okay? You don't need to go there.
そりゃあ先輩は顔は人並みだけど、話してると面白いし、ちょっとドキドキしちゃうし、予想外でワクワクもするけど。
Gosh, Misaki, you are so good. I love everything about
あ
you.
んたと沢渡なら家柄も文句ないし、ちょっと考えちゃうし、でもそんなことで人の好き嫌いって考えちゃいけないのよ。
She's so hot about this all already.
それとこれとは話が別でしょ。
Oh yeah, totally.
あれ、私先輩のことけなしてる？そんなつもりはないのよ。別に嫌いじゃないし。
You were such a good tsundere, and I love everything about
た
it.
だちょっとあれ？
Guys, I'm telling you, twin tail girls, top tier, top tier. Misaki kept yelling, but halfway through lost her train of
あ、
thought.
思い出した。とにかく私は先輩のことなんて嫌いじゃないんだからね。ビシッ。
Like hell, you remembered.
予想以上にわかりやすい。
Yeah. Michiru, I'm gonna have to agree with you actually on this one. We shared mutual astonishment at her outbursts. Well, I have fun hanging out with you too, Misaki. I'm not teasing you this time, I really think that, so I just thought I should say so. Misaki froze up and her cheeks turned red. This is a trick I learned from Miyu. If you state your feelings out loud clearly, it's hugely effective, even if embarrassing. Yes. Alright, guys, listen up. Or anybody, just listen up if you're planning on, like, confessing to somebody. Yes, that is a very true statement. If you just, like, outright say your feelings and catch the other person off guard, it works. How do you think I got married? It works, okay? Yeah. It's great. I love seeing the embarrassment on somebody else's face when you just, like, throw your feelings out there. Just, like, nonchalantly, almost. It's great. It's such a good, effective technique. Please, guys, just be the more open person. Take the initiative.
ちょっと兄様、愛する妹の前で何を良い空気を醸し出しているのですか？
Because no, I don't want to be with my sister. Why would I want to be with my sister when I could be with Misaki? Like, you brought it up first, and you're in no position to complain.
男らしいお言葉。
Is she enjoying this? I'm trying to be assertive with Misaki, not you. Michiru narrowed her eyes and showed me a passionate, sadistic grin.
最近
I'm flirting with her and somehow getting points with her.
私もムラムラ。いえ、イライラとしていて踏み込みすぎたかもしれませんね。
You're the one confusing me here. Thank you. I absolutely love Ray as a character. I really do. Just every time he does something stupid, like on his date with Makoto, and he's bringing money for a hotel and a condom, he does something stupid like that. He redeems himself. He has these great lines. Now that Didi is living with us and I've been more proactive in my love life, it seems Michiru's fuse has been lit too. The bomb at the end of that fuse would probably destroy the entire universe. That is absolutely true.
二人とも盛り上がってるところでなんだけど、何の話をしてたんだっけ？
Misaki, don't worry about it. Exactly. He literally line for word, we just copied each other. We're in sync right now.
甘いものが食べたいわ。
I could go for some of you. You're pretty sweet.
私も喉が渇いたので、クリームソーダが飲みたいです。
And I'm the one paying for those, aren't I? Yes. You didn't need to ask. I couldn't tell if Misaki understood my problem or not. Cake before flowers, sweets to the sweet. Young maidens are nothing if not loyal to their appetites, in either sense. Well, at least I'm enjoying getting dragged along with their whims. It is the springtime of youth, after all. such a good scene. Oh, I love it, guys. I really do. We stopped into a quiet air-conditioned cafe and talked until evening, then parted ways with Misaki at the station. Oh, no. I'm gonna leave Misaki. I don't like that. After that, the two of us walked home. You sure you don't want to take the monorail? Oh, this is a cute little scene. I like this. Michiru had already told me she wanted to walk home, but I just wanted to make sure. We walked a lot today, so you're probably tired.
大丈夫ですよ。
Bathed in the glow of a setting sun, Michiru quietly
もう
smiled.
少し今日という楽しかった日を長く感じていたいのです。
Well, just let me know if you get tired, as I seem to keep saying.
心配しすぎですよ。でもおんぶしてくださるのでしたら甘えたいです。
I hope I get a choice to select Misaki here. I don't want to end up on the sister route.
意地悪な兄様。
Michiru giggled. Holding my little sister by the hand, we took our time walking back home. Every so often, I heard the sound of Michiru's parasol hitting the ground as she waved in front of her. This is kind of nostalgic.
何がですか？
When you were a kid, you used to practice walking with a cane all day until
そうで
sunset.
すね。
Looking at you now, I really don't want to believe it, but back then you were so upset about losing your sight.
今の私を信じたくないではなく、信じられないですよね。
Sorry, but I meant what I said. I really wanted to ask you... What I really wanted to ask you was, how did things turn out this way?
でも、そうですね。
Michiru stopped walking and started spinning around, playing with her parasol and
最
smiling.
初は苦しかったです。兄様に辛く当たってしまったこともありましたね。
That's because you'd always accidentally hit me with your cane.
傷が残っていたり。
Do you still have the bruises? Gosh, don't worry about it. Even if I did still have something, I consider them badge of the honor.
兄様に傷を残したい。
Hey, I was just reminiscing my happy memories with you until 5 seconds ago. Quit cramping my style.
何をおっしゃいます。
Michiru squeezed my hand a little
そんな
harder.
子供だった私たちも、これほど恋愛を意識する年頃になってしまったんですね、という流れではありませんか。で、兄様は私と美咲さんのどちらを傷物にしたいのですか？
Is this really how they intro into the choice?
もういっそ 3P でもいいんじゃないですか？
Michiru, what? Who says that? My sister was adorable yet infuriating as ever. Please tell me. Guys, somebody please tell me. So I know the H scenes occur after you kind of finish the routes or whatever, which I think is great. I think that's best system ever, right? Please tell me there's an option for that. I'm not going to find out for myself. I want to know. Michiru understood that I was finally getting serious about finding a girlfriend. She especially understood how the leading candidates were Misaki and herself. I just need a little more time to give you an answer.
わかりました。
Oh, thank goodness. That's not how they're deciding that choice right there. Michiru giggled and nodded.
私が我慢できなくなる前にはお願いしますね。
Wow. Okay. That was a line. Yep.
だから昼間のことは勘違いしちゃダメなんだからね。
Alright, they're sent. Found myself lying in bed texting with Misaki again.
のない返事だと悲しいかも。あ、かもよ。
I gotta say though, guys, like, let's just pause here for a second. I love how they're doing this, where they're kind of giving us time with both of the girls when we kind of... So, that choice we made earlier kind of narrowed it down to which girls we're looking at, okay? So we're narrowing it down, and then we kind of have the option to narrow it down further coming up. I love how they're doing this, because they're giving us time. So we narrowed it down, now we're getting time with both of them real quick before we narrow it down further, and we just kind of decide which route we're going on. I absolutely love the way they're doing this. Like, this is phenomenal. I would love to see this in more games, so I'm really proud that they're doing this. If it's going exactly the way I think it is, which I'm sure it is. Great system. So we're getting a little bit of time right now with each of the girls, and kind of like it feels very natural, like we're like making the choice with Ray right now. It's not just like, oh, okay, we're gonna say this or that, and then it's gonna narrow it down. It's like we're narrowing it down in just the most natural way possible. And I love it. I really do. She's really overthinking things here. Yeesh, how am I supposed to respond to stuff like this? I had no experience in love, so I was stuck. Yes, I do mind Dee Dee. I heard Dee Dee's voice from the hallway. Perfect timing. Yeah, just a sec. I sent Misaki one last text saying, just got a visitor, so I'll text you again later on. Night. Come down, man. Dee Dee entered the room clad in her maid uniform. A little Hanashi. And the nice thing is, as much as I'm not sure how I feel about Dee Dee, I like that they also kind of, as naturally as they could, they've incorporated her. I feel like the whole reasoning and her like making a promise for them to get married and stuff is kind of cliche and kind of maybe not natural, but I like that at night, while she is here, it's kind of like that's our time to get to know her better, because I feel like during the day we don't really get to interact with her maybe as much as some of the other girls, but Dee Dee seemed pretty happy as a maid since all that work kept her occupied. She flopped down on the floor in front of me. Nothing, just texting. Not Ishida, no. I thought about lying to her, but the smartphone received a text at precisely that moment. Guys, do I need to say anything further why she's best girl? I mean, like, just look at this. She's so dumb. She is the smartest and dumbest character I've ever met, and I absolutely love it. I love every second of it. She knows when to be serious and when to be smart, but at the same time, she knows when to just say, like, really bizarre kind of, what's that script? Just random stuff, okay? I don't remember what the saying is. It's just random, and I love it. I love it so much. It's my kind of humor, absolutely. Absolutely bonkers text, mind you. That Misaki's name was displayed clearly on display as the sender. Yeah. That is correct. I'm pretty sure we showed her the text saying we were making plans. Did she not realize it was Misaki, too? Yeah, her and Michiru. Dee Dee turned her head from one side to the other and asked another question. No. Hey, it sounds really awful when you word it like that. For legal reasons, no. In contrast to her joking words, her expression was very serious. That's right. Given the circumstances, I need to be clear with Dee Dee about this fiancé stuff. I can't marry you, Dee Dee. Okay, perfect. Well, that was quick. Okay, so that was Grandpa, and then the other one was Promise, Yakusoku. I'll have to remember that. I am slowly but surely trying to learn Japanese, so I need to up my repertoire of words here. Yakusoku is promise. It's a joke while they were getting pissed after all. Dee Dee smiled innocently and stood up. What's wrong? Already? Dee Dee was still smiling. I had a feeling that her smile would disappear the second she left the room. Good night, Dee Dee. I wished her good night so she could go back to her room. I wonder if she's really sad about that. I mean, I do feel bad in that sense. Dee Dee quietly left the room. Was that the first time she actually called me by my name? I lay down on the bed again and heaved a deep sigh. My heart felt like a dagger had pierced it, but it was alright. It was the same kind of pain I felt over Miu. Ah, Crow, what you doing here? So you were here. I brought myself up and looked at Crow, who had floated into the room from somewhere.
騒がしくなるようなら小言を言いに出てこようと思ったのだがな。
She came all this way from the UK to see me. I can't help but feel bad for DD. As always, talking to Crow made the truth fall from my lips almost without
距
realizing
離
it.
は関係なかろう。それに DD も最初から覚悟はしていたはずだ。
Yeah, I mean, that was a promise made years ago when you were children and didn't know better. I guess
だ
so.
が人はそれでも悲しむものか。
We get our hopes up. It's hard. I guess
時
so.
間に縛られた存在はままならぬものよな。
Well, yeah, because you're like a being that time really doesn't matter to you. Probably wasn't any deeper meaning behind Crow's words, but somehow I had a feeling her words contained the slightest hint of wistfulness, even if it was probably just my imagination. Even if I could turn back time further and choose another girl to go out with, there could only ever be one first love for me. Possibly. In the hour of reckoning, decide who that first love would be was at hand. I like how they're hinting at the choice we got coming up here. I like it. Still think there needs to be a cute girl here saying ChronoClock or something like that. This again. Anyways, guys, I think this is a great point to stop. We're at about the hour mark, and we got through quite a bit. I mean, let's see. So choice 1, we made the choice to kind of narrow it down, and then this is choice 2, where we're going to narrow it down to whose route we want to be on. Very excited with that. Like I said, I'm really liking the way they're doing this, where they're kind of like having a little bit of moments with those two girls, and then we're going to narrow the choice down. And I think it's going to be great. I am really excited for Misaki's route now. I think she's a great character. Definitely waifu material, and I hope that her route will be as good as I think it's going to be. I hope that it's everything I want and more. But we'll see. I get the feeling most people probably Misaki isn't their favorite girl, but she's so far like of the kind of normal girls, she's my favorite. I would put Misaki up there, and then Crow's a special case. I don't know if I could really compare them. I don't know. Crow just reminds me of Jabril from No Game No Life a lot, and I really like Jabril, so we'll see. Anyways, guys, I think we'll end it here. I hope you enjoyed this episode. I'm sorry that this series is so like random on the timing of uploads. I just have had a lot going on. I won't promise that it's gonna get a whole lot better, but it should be at least better than this gap between the last episode and this one. It's not gonna be 2 weeks per episode, okay? I will promise that, hopefully. And hopefully I'll see you guys again soon. I'm really enjoying this. I'm having a lot of fun with this game, more so than I thought I would. I've really tried to make it fun and tried to make it the best that it can be, and I feel like it's turning out well. So I shall see you guys in the next episode. Have a great one.